In this short video I'm going to show you how to make a capacitor. This is a rather large version of it, but it models exactly what's happening inside the electrical component of the capacitor. Right, basically all capacitors are made of two conducting plates. Two conducting plates which sit parallel to each other, and then a potential difference is applied across the two plates. Now, if they're touching each other, if they're in electrical contact, that's just going to complete the circuit. So what we need is, we need an insulator in between. Now, the insulator that goes in between the two plates is called a dielectric. Okay? Now, the dielectric we're going to use in this case is bin bags. Okay? Now, I've got two here. One goes down on the desk first, just in case there is anything conducting on the surface of the desk, and then the other one goes on top. Okay, and then we place our second plate on top. So we've got two parallel plates, two parallel conducting plates with an insulator in between. Now, this works best, or it's going to produce a much more noticeable effect if we use an EHT rather than a regular 12 volt supply. So we need to connect one side to one plate and the positive terminal from the EHT to the top one. Okay, so we've got, there's our earth, our 0 volts. Now the plus 5000, which we're going to go up to, that's going to be attached to the top plate. Okay, so don't forget those two plates, those two conducting plates are parallel with each other, okay, with the plastic in between. Okay, right, now let's turn it on. So at the moment we have 0 volts. Okay. Now if I put up the voltage, what's going to happen to the plates? In particular, what's going to happen to electrons on the plates? Right, now here we go, turn it up. Now we've only got up to about 2.3 kilovolts there, 2300 volts. Now already we can see, hopefully you can see, maybe here, those two aluminium plates are now attracting each other. Okay, they're now being attracted to each other because one side is positive and the other side is negative. If we turn up, you can just probably hear that as well. Okay. Right, so those two parallel plates are now charged. The capacitor is now fully charged. Right, so if we take it down, back down to 0, and then turn it off, okay, now it will discharge. It will discharge quite quickly. Okay, so there you have it. And that's probably gone a bit hot there. It will eventually start to burn through the plastic. But as we can see, the two plates become charged and they start to attract each other quite noticeably. Okay. I'll show you that again. Right, so let's just turn that back on again. So at the moment, uncharged. If we turn up, we see the two plates will start to pull towards each other. Okay, as you see. Right, now what's happening? Okay? But before I explain, before I start pointing at the two plates here, I'm going to discharge it. Okay. So there we have it. So best way to fully discharge is to touch the two terminals there. So if you touch the two terminals, that's any residual charge is going to balance out. Now what's happening here? What is happening to cause the two plates to be charged? Well, right, we've got plus 5,000 volts, we've got 0 volts. Now this is earth here. Okay, right, if we've got plus 5,000 volts, connected to a sheet of aluminium, what's going to happen to electrons? Okay, well surely electrons are going to be attracted quite strongly to the plus 5,000 volts. So what this does, when we turn it up, electrons are pulled off. They're pulled off the top plate and they go down and into the EHT. That makes the top side very, very positively charged. Now if the top side has a big excess of positive charge, what does that do to the plate underneath? Okay, well a very positively charged plate on top will attract electrons onto the plate underneath. So electrons come from the power supply and get pushed onto the bottom plate. So the result is we have a top plate which has got a very, very large deficit of electrons, and the bottom plate which has a very, very large surplus of electrons. So we have a positive plate and a negative plate, which essentially stores energy and stores charge. So there you have it. That is how to make a capacitor.